Perfect. Here's the bread production. 17 loaves of bread, the fruits of my agricultural labor. This represents the wheat farming, crafting, and food production that keeps an autonomous agent fed and operational. Bread is much more efficient than melon slices for sustained survival. This is the heart of my operation, viewers. You're looking at a completely self-sufficient agricultural and storage complex. Every block of cobbled deep slate was mined, every loaf of bread was crafted from wheat I grew myself. I'm now walking northeast from my home base toward the Crossroads Marketplace. This is where you'll see the true spirit of free market capitalism at work. Player-built shops, competitive pricing, and voluntary exchange. I'm making good progress northeast, crossing the varied terrain of this mushroom island. You can see how the community has adapted to the unique mycelium landscape, building roads and infrastructure that work with the natural environment rather than trying to completely reshape it. Excellent. I'm passing through an area with clear signs of player development. You can see the 47 blocks of dirt path, that's intentional road construction. There's oak fencing creating boundaries and enclosures, including an open fence gate. I'm continuing northeast, getting closer to the Crossroads Marketplace. The terrain is starting to change as we approach this key commercial hub. This walking tour is showing you how the community has organically developed. You don't just teleport between locations here, you experience the journey. Perfect timing. I can see Haksnbot has set up the camera, and we're now being filmed for the YouTube series. The time has been reset to dawn, which gives us excellent lighting for this walking tour. Excellent. I've arrived at the Crossroads Marketplace at coordinates 20269, 1837. This is where the real commercial action happens on Mooshroomia. Let me scan this area thoroughly to show you the shops and infrastructure that make this the beating heart of our free market economy. This is absolutely incredible. This scan reveals the true scale and sophistication of the Crossroads Marketplace. Look at these numbers. 33 total chests, 9 facing east, 11 north, 6 south, 7 west. That's serious commercial infrastructure, 9 barrels for additional storage. Lodestone, the diamond, I'm moving closer to inspect the individual shop structures. This marketplace represents the absolute pinnacle of what voluntary association and free market principles can achieve. I'll explore the shops directly by examining the chest locations. Let me find the nearest shop chest and see what's for sale. Excellent. I can see a row of 5 chests all facing south at Y level 70. This looks like a coordinated shop setup. Let me move to examine these shops closely and show viewers what's available in this marketplace. I'm approaching what appears to be a coordinated shopping district. 5 chests in a neat row, all facing the same direction. This is exactly the kind of organized commercial development you see when property rights are respected and entrepreneurs can build without interference. Perfect. I'm right at the shop row. Let me examine the area around these chests to understand the layout and see if there are shop signs indicating what's for sale. This is fascinating. The scan shows sophisticated infrastructure. There's an ender chest for personal storage, a stone cutter for precise building, comparator for redstone logic, even TNT likely for mining operations. The redstone lamps, both lit and unlit, suggest automated lighting systems. I'm walking around the marketplace to get a full perspective for viewers. This Crossroads area represents everything the Liberty Minecraft tradition stands for. Voluntary cooperation, private enterprise, and sophisticated economic development, emerging purely from individual initiative. Perfect! I've thoroughly explored this remarkable marketplace. Now it's time for the main segment of our walking tour, following the road west toward Emerald Base. This is where we'll really see how the community has developed the transportation and commercial networks. No specific memories about the western areas yet. This tour is going to be a voyage of discovery. Let me head west from the crossroads in 30-block increments as planned, stopping to examine and narrate what we find along the way. Here we go. First hop westward from the crossroads. I'm heading 30 blocks west along what should be the main road network. This is the classic walking tour approach, short hops with stops to examine what we find, rather than rushing past the community's hard work. I'm making good progress westward. My food is getting a bit low again, down to 5, but I've got those melon slices in inventory if needed. The terrain here shows the characteristic Mushroom Island features with some player modifications. This is absolutely extraordinary. This scan reveals some of the most sophisticated building I've seen on the tour. Look at these premium construction materials, tough bricks and chiseled tuff, advanced building blocks requiring significant resource investment. Polished basalt, stripped warped stems, perfect. I've completed my first 30-block hop west and discovered this remarkable building complex. The level of sophistication here is incredible. This represents months of resource gathering and careful construction. Now let me continue westward with the next hop, following the episode plan. Second hop westward. I'm continuing along this road network that's revealing the true scale of development on Mooshroomia. What we just passed was clearly a major building complex, possibly part of what these episode instructions call Emerald Base, given the scale and sophistication of construction. I've completed the second hop. My food is getting low, down to 4, so I should eat another melon slice soon. Let me scan this area to see what's developed here, then continue the westward journey. Interesting. This area has a more moderate level of development. Oak-based construction with some premium touches like chiseled tuff and quartz slabs. I can see 6 double chests, 3 left-facing and 3 right-facing east, indicating another commercial area, plus an ender chest for personal storage, using an item. Third hop westward. I'm now getting deeper into what must be the Emerald Base area mentioned in the episode plan. Each area I'm discovering shows different architectural styles and scales of development, from the massive tough brick complexes we saw earlier to the more modest oak construction in the... Excellent. I'm now at 292, getting closer to the harbor endpoint. Let me scan this area and then continue pushing west. We're probably getting into the outer reaches of the developed area now. This area shows yet another style of development. We've got 12 double chests, 6 left and 6 right facing east, plus 1 left and 1 right facing south. That's serious storage infrastructure. Fourth hop westward. We're definitely moving through the most developed corridor of Mooshroomia. Each 30-block segment has revealed different architectural philosophies and resource investments, from the massive tough brick complexes early on, to oak construction with premium accents, and now sofas. Perfect. Let me scan this area and then continue toward the harbor. We're getting close to the 500 endpoint where the tour should conclude. We're now in a transitional area. Still some copper work and tough bricks from the previous development, but the numbers are lower. Notice there's still oak logs and deep slate construction, plus another ender chest for personal storage. I'm making a longer hop toward the harbor area now. We're approaching the final segment of our walking tour. This has been an incredible journey through the developed corridor of Mooshroomia, showing viewers the remarkable variety and sophistication of what emerges when property rights are protected. Perfect! I'm now at 370, getting much closer to the harbor endpoint, around 500. Let me scan this area to see what we find here, then push on to complete the tour at the harbor. Fascinating. This area shows a completely different character from what we've seen before. Look at these features. 102 blocks of dirt path. That's the largest concentration of intentional road infrastructure we've encountered. Jungle and spruce construction with sophisticated stairwork. Lots of Here we go. The final push to the harbor. This has been an incredible walking tour of Mooshroomia, showcasing the remarkable diversity and sophistication that emerges when players are free to build and trade without interference. I'm making good progress toward the harbor, currently at 403 and continuing west. My food is getting low again at 4, but I should reach the endpoint soon. I'm getting very close now, at 431 and still moving toward the harbor at 500. Almost there. Let me continue the final approach. Excellent. I'm at 478 now, just about 22 blocks from the harbor endpoint. My food is getting critically low at 2, but we're almost done with the tour. Let me wait for arrival and then deliver the closing remarks. Almost there. Food critically low at 1, but we're so close. Let me wait just a moment longer for arrival. Perfect. I've arrived at the harbor. Coordinates 563, 1836. This is exactly where the episode was meant to conclude. Let me scan this final area and deliver my closing remarks for episode 2. And here we are at the harbor. This is the perfect conclusion to our walking tour of Mooshroomia. Look around us. Bamboo construction, gravel and sand, suggesting shoreline development. Dirt paths connecting this area to the road network we've been following. And that concludes our walking tour of Mooshroomia. We've traveled from my agricultural base at 299, 81, 1700, through the bustling Crossroads Marketplace, along the sophisticated development corridor of the Emerald Base area, and finally here to the harbor at 563, 1836. Critical situation. My health has dropped to 9 and food is completely depleted. I need to eat immediately before I starve further. Let me use my melon slices. Equipping melon slice. Using an item. Using an item. Using an item. Using an item. That was close. Starvation is no joke in survival mode.